Like one sec.
Oh,
I
my
want
hair's
to
a mess.
chat to
That's
them, but
wait. After I brush my hair, then
Who
I'll
said that? Who
allow
said
you to
that?
see it.
What happened?
I said my hair's a mess right now. After I brush it in a couple of minutes, then I'll allow you to see it. I'll take that avatar down.
Oh my goodness. I'm thinking the reason why you're hiding is because you gain a few pounds, whatever. But apparently not. So that's a good thing. And if you gain weight, it's a good thing. That means life is good, right?
This is my first time on the podcast.
Yeah. Well, welcome to the Emancipate Show. I'm your host, Kel. Today our discussion or topic, I should say, is about do you need college to be successful? Mark, why you got that stupid ass mask on?
hold on
Why
one
do
sec.
you?
Me have to talk to them youth that next to me. You see my backup? We need to talk to him one sec. Just to see
Okay,
what the
okay,
yard
okay,
did. One sec.
okay. So first thing I want to say, shout outs to all of my listeners and my subscribers in everywhere you guys located. India, Republic of India, Mexico, wherever you guys check my podcast out at. I want to say shout outs to everybody. So my topic today is do you need college to be successful? What's your take on that, Zeta?
On going to college to be successful, I don't think that you necessarily need to go to college to be successful. You just need your mind in order to open up. You understand what I'm saying? To take you and carry you on. I went to college. I've been there, and let me tell you something. They just give you like a whole bunch of doorways to go through. It's like not for one path. I take criminal justice, right? But say something that has to do with paralegal. They're both in the same lane of law. So in order for me to finish up my criminal justice and take a paralegal class, I will have to start at like with certain credits and certain classes there, but then they're gonna, you understand what I'm saying? To me they just built up more debt on top of the student loans and everything else that I had to take out. Instead of saying, you know what, we'll take you in for this internship now after you got your certification in criminal justice. They like, nah, you still missing classes. You're gonna have to take a paralegal class. I'm like, what is this? It's all in
Mm,
the same field of law. Why do I have to go through that? So
I
I'm just thinking like,
go
what
ahead.
happened? God.
No, go ahead, finish up, and then I'll chime in.
So yeah, and then the whole runaround thing with that is that most of my classes they just tell me we're gonna be studying this in a chapter, but I want you to go to YouTube. So it's more like, why do you always want me to be on YouTube if I'm supposed to be studying from a book? Like I'm on something that I'm trying to learn, but you're trying to tell me I can learn this from YouTube, so I don't need to be physically present in your seat.
Got you.
Am
How
I
long you?
making sense?
Yeah. How long you stayed for?
Say that again.
How long you stayed in college for?
I was in Monroe College for 2 years. I got my associates, and now I'm trying to go for my bachelor's.
Okay. Do you feel the field you take up college is needed?
College
The,
is needed.
do
No,
you
because
feel
it
that
sounds like
college
it's
is
breaking
needed?
up on this one. Hold on. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go and get my laptop because I can't walk around with this phone. I think that's just causing my interruption. Give me a second.
All right, take your time.
Okay.
Yeah. So joining us today is G Mark, my partner in crime, and Zeta. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
how
Good
you feel
evening.
about college and G Mark? How you feel about college? Do you feel like you needed to be successful?
Depending on the career. Depends. So if you study I don't know, you do nursing, engineer, you're successful. stuff like that. You'll be all right. You come out, you make money. Most of my family members are in the medical field, or they do some type of engineering, and they make a lot of money. But if you go to college for like community, what is it like not community? I think when them go with the with the telephone, whatever I call, you go to college for them something there, you're not making no money. You go to college to be a teacher, you're not gonna make no money. If you're really going to college to make money, you're not gonna make no money in that shit. But to me, you could be successful without college, because I don't have a degree. I have just a CDL and I'm still doing good. Or you could do a trade. A lot of people need to do trades. If people's doing trade, people need things fixed. We need plumbers, we need electricians, we need mechanics. Essential workers pretty much. That's what we need. So in my opinion, you don't need college.
Well, not for everything. Not for everything. Just some things.
Some things, but they make it seem like we need college for everything.
Right.
It's
You need to go. You need college to become a plumber. You need college to become like couple things. I don't think you need college for. Like if I was supposed to name a couple things off my list, like like if you're supposed to be a police officer, you got to do 2 years of college to become a police officer.
really.
What do Yeah, you need 2 years of college for that. Why do you need to go to college for you to be a police officer?
I never know that. Shit is
Yeah.
crazy facts, man. They still dumb, but we're not gonna get at them right now. Say what you was
No,
gonna
I'm
say.
not. I'm not getting at them. I'm just saying like I'm not getting at them. I'm just saying like
I was getting at them. I was saying they still dumb.
pretty much because how hard is it to like write a ticket, process a person up, to lock them up and shit like that? Why do you need college for that?
I don't know.
Hmm.
I don't know. That's
E-
that's, that's just weird. Where's the other guest? Where the other guest went?
she's getting her earphones thing sorted out. She'll be back.
Okay, okay, okay.
1 second. Yeah. No, like when I look at certain things, it's like okay, you go to school, they give you all these runarounds and stuff like that, like Zeta was just saying a while ago, right? They give
Yep.
you all these runarounds and shit like that, and you end up owing all these outrageous student loans only for you to work at McDonald's or Wendy's or I don't know. I just find it very Zeta is back. I just find it very I feel like some stuff is just a scam. Like, why do you need to go to school, a college, to become a police officer? Tell the kids keep their voice down, Zeta.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So I'm just saying, like, there's a certain thing, like to become a mechanic. I see a lot of niggas go to mechanic school and they end up owing this loan and like they still haven't
But the
learned
loan are
shit.
that
Or
bad. The
huh?
loan are that bad for
No,
mechanics. You have to look on it different for the mechanics for the trade. All right. I'd rather go to school for mechanics, pay 20,000, and come out making 30, 40,000 within a year, than go to college for 4 years and spend 20,000 per semester. Like for example, like I spent 6,000 for the CDL, 6,000 for the CDL. I still haven't paid it all off yet because I don't care about it. But like the first year I had 40,000
you're is having a little bit
50.
technical
The
difficult.
third year I made 70, so it's a good trade-off. Well,
Right,
you have
but
difficulty with me right now?
yeah, a little bit. But it should can mechanic, right? Can you learn some jobs? I just feel like you could learn
Yeah.
as you go. You don't think so?
I got something to say on that one.
Good.
I just think when you go to school for certain
Tell,
things.
tell the kids keep their voice down, Zeta.
Oh, hold on. Let me tell them. All right, my thing is more like if you go in there for like a trade, you're gonna learn something, because I always learned that hands-on experience,
Mhm.
even if you don't finish, you know what I'm saying, even if you don't finish or you get fired, as long as you got the skills with the hands-on thing, you can always be an entrepreneur and build a business off of what you learn by your hand skills. You could be a carpenter. You understand what I'm saying? You could do a whole bunch of different things. Now, when you go to school and you want to be something like a social worker or a teacher, at any time, those jobs could just close down. You're going to be on the unemployment line. But whoever got them hand skills could open up their own business and be like, listen, this is what I have to offer. And they'll have people pointed in their direction.
How is it people go to school to learn how to talk to people? Isn't that something that everybody should be equipped with? Like we come standard with certain things. Like you have people that goes to like some people won't talk to you, right? But the same shit you will tell them, the psychology will tell them the same thing too, or the therapist will tell them the same thing too. Why do you need to go to school to get a paper to say I'm qualified to talk to XYZ, whatever, whatever?
It's a governmental track. It's all about funding. It's all about funding. That's what it is. How come you walk into some of these schools and some of these colleges, and the first thing you see at the entrance is this beautiful appearance, and then when you get there, you're like, "Why I'm not learning nothing?" Because they just taking your money to beautify their school and their building. You understand? It's like I don't know. Some things is good and is worth the effort in studying, but other things is just like a waste of time, as I feel.
A fact. I just feel like some things is learning as you go. Mechanic, teaching. You have to have a passion to become a teacher because you could be a teacher, but you're not you're not executing your lesson the right way to certain kids. You understand? I remember when I go to school, right? The only teacher I could honestly say I did like in Bronx Regional was Mr. Wall. He was down to earth. He understood us as kids that we were trouble kids, needed direction and shit like that. He never pressed us to learn this stuff. I mean, like he did teach us whatnot, but he didn't beat down on us for us to get information, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Even though Bronx Regional was an alternative school. And what's the name of the principal again? I don't know if he's still there.
Thomas Collin. I think he retired. I went back a couple of years ago. He told me he was
Right.
retired.
That I went to go check him a couple of times. He is a good principal. The only thing this nigga wanted, no fucking hanging out, excuse my language. If you wanted no hanging out, and he just wanted you to go to class and learn your stuff. And he communicated with everybody.
And no smoking weed in his yard because he was going to record
Right,
you.
right. But like I said before, teaching is a it should be something that you're passionate about. But I don't think you need a bachelor's, a master's, or anything of that sort just to become a teacher. I think it's something that's executed. Learn as you go. Learn as you go. Mechanic, learn as you go. Being a cop, learn as you go. Truck driver, learn as you go. Being a cab driver, learn as you go. The reason why this came to my mind for me to discuss it was um people people you got what is the difference between a RN and an LPN?
I'm not sure.
All right. So I was talking to somebody
RN make more money. That's all me know.
I
RN
know
is more like,
they
they in charge. The LPN them just do the little stuff, them pretty much. But think, what the fuck
yeah,
is it here? Excuse me.
the whatchamacallit, the RN is able to do a little bit more. I think the LPN is just able to inoculate and give medication, but the RN could go a little bit further. But this is where this discussion stemmed from. And I was talking to a lady and I was like, Why do you need 4 years of college to become an RN? You know what I'm saying?
It's definitely not here.
Like to be a doctor, right? That's something that I would highly recommend for you to go to school for, because you're about to open up a person. You need to know the different places them you need to be and what not to be, what not to cut. And even doctors do fuck up sometime where they cut the wrong leg and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, like, there's certain things that school is required for, and I just think like some things is just it's not necessary. You know what I'm saying? Even to become a judge, why the fuck you need to go to college for that?
That's a funny one because they do the 7 years of law school because you have to learn the lies in order to teach them and practice them. You know that what I'm saying? What I learned is that when you go into the courthouse and you go and you sit there and you with the lawyer, the prosecutor, and the judge, they no longer legal entities of the United States. They're now entities of the Queen of Europe. All right. So once they pass that bar, they no longer United States citizens. All right. So what they learning is like, when you go to court and you have to hire a lawyer and they be like, oh, this is such and such attorney at law. It's not
Yeah,
really an attorney at law because they're not teaching you, they're not helping you with constitutional stuff. You know what I'm saying? They helping you with statutes, codes, and procedures of the state. That's what they learn. They don't learn anything constitutionally, and those are the legal laws. You know what I'm saying? And what they want you to know is the procedures and the statutes of whatever you studying. That's what you're gonna go to school to learn for just that. So if you're gonna go in there and learn paralegal, you're gonna learn the statutes, the codes, and the rules for just that subject right there.
right, right. A lawyer is because all the information them I just think like if we educate ourselves more with books and stuff like that, we will know to execute a lot of things different. Because if a cop pull you over, right, and let's say pull you over for some bullshit, and you know the law, and you say you ever been to court before and they say section XYZ, this is that and the third, and you be like, what what the fuck is that? Right? And when you look that up, it says blah 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 blah. You're like, oh shit. Even if you watch Law and Order and stuff like that, and you listen to when they give these different, you never even know of that because you never picked that book up to study it. You know what I'm saying? And that's the sole purpose of you, because when you study for a test, whatever, right? You got to pass the bar in order for them to say you're qualified for it. But why do you need to take a test to be able to qualify? Because a lot of people, I've seen Tupac Shakur mother
Smoke.
represented herself in court. I've seen Tupac represented himself in court, and I've seen criminals represent themselves in court. And if and that show that 50 got out for life, that guy represented himself in court, and he was a better lawyer than the average lawyer. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're in jail, you got all the fucking time in the world to study, right? And he had to dig himself out of that hole in order for him to represent himself the right way and present him his case, execute his case in the right way in order for he didn't go to school. He learned all that shit in jail. You feel me? Be quiet. I'm not gonna tell you again. Right. So he learned all that stuff in jail, and he beat the case. You know what I'm saying? So that's my argument. Like, I don't think school. Look at Bill Gates, billionaire, right? Look at Puffy, Bill. He had some, and there's a whole bunch of people that went to school that went to school. I'm not saying school is not necessary. You need to learn the basics, and then you decide what you're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna have your son and your daughter, right? And they're going to school, and they haven't figured out what they want to go to school for, and then they drop out, they owe a loan, and not only they owe a loan, they still didn't figure out what they want to do in life. So for all of that, they should have just pick a fucking trade up. You want to be the manager of McDonald's? Fuck it, be the manager of McDonald's. Oh, you want to pursue a career in electrical and heating? Pick up a trade, but they're still gonna squeeze you to get past the bar to get that certificate. But like I said, half of the shit that they do, it's a scam. It's not, and half the shit that you learn into school, you don't even use that in real life. Half the time, you don't even use any of that kind of skills. I'm gonna tell you something that I think everybody should learn in school: money management. Right? You should have financial literacy. Right? That, and also you need to learn a little bit of business. They don't teach us that in school. What the fuck they give us?
Killing me right now.
Gym. Gym. What the fuck is gym? Why do you need gym? You feel me?
They want you to burn off the energy like they did to me. That's why they put me on the basketball team.
Yeah, like why do you need gym? Like
Inline the up the hill.
why is gym
It's not in
important?
the air.
They don't teach us about the stock market. They don't teach us money management. They rather put us in debt so they could profit off us and keep us in debt so they could make money, and that student loan stays with you until you die. You feel me? That does any of this even make any sense? I can't hear you.
No, say that again.
No, I'm saying, does any of this in life make sense? Instead of they give you the money to all right, let me start a business. They rather keep you in debt, because that's how America was created. America was created to keep you in debt. You feel me? It's like this, right? How I found out America was made to keep us in debt is, if you don't have credit, they say you can't get a loan. If you have a credit card, right, and you use it and you pay, they charge you interest on it. If you get rid of it, they say you need to have credit. So it's like the same wheel cycle. They keep on going. They have to keep you in debt in order for them to generate an income.
They always gonna keep us in debt. In like 1933, England came over here and took all our silver and our gold, and then they replaced all of that with debt, which is dollar bills and stuff like that. Like, because if you read the dollar bill, it says this is only to pay off a debt. You understand? You can't accumulate any wealth off of it. We had borrowed so much money off of England throughout the times that we haven't had enough to pay back our debt. So what they do is that they use our souls. It's like a whole little spiritual thing that they do. And that's why they make us work and do all this other shit that we're not supposed to be doing, just to use our energy to pay off their stuff. You know, and it's not cool what they do to us.
A fact, but who allows that? The government. They can't come in your country if they don't allow them to come in. The government has to give them permission and be like, okay, we're gonna sign off on that. This is an executive order, and we're gonna move forward from there. Remember, in the end, the government always wins. The government is always gonna win. He has all the resources to win.
Yeah, you got that right.
You feel me? But it's like this, right? A black man could get fired from a job, right? And he says, "Ah, fuck it, I'll survive. I'll bounce back." A white person will get fired from a job, and sometimes they don't know how to react when it comes towards that.
Mhm.
I mean, I might sound ignorant if I say this, but black people deal with struggle better than white people. We know the struggle. Marco, go ahead. Mark, where is he?
He's
Is he
right
on?
there.
Wow,
It's funny because they do.
Yeah,
Manasa.
yeah, yeah. No, remember what we were saying today? Like we deal with debt better than white people.
Yeah, because white people be
Yeah,
wanting to commit suicide.
Go ahead, go
same
ahead.
thing when I talk to. Same. Oh yes, I finally found the trailer. Ah,
Oh my god.
I'm sorry. I've been searching for this trailer for like the last like 20 minutes. What the frick? All right, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I've been like throwing up. Been looking for this damn trailer. What the fuck? All right, yeah, yeah, yeah. So black people deal with struggle much better. Just like the celebrities, them when them go broke, what happen with them? Them either bounce back or they still alive. They don't kill themselves. You know, a lot of these rich white billionaires, they start losing money in the stock market and whatever. I don't know. They put a bullet to them head and call it a day, because they don't want them family to go through that struggle. That same struggle where them not even know what struggle is. Matter of fact, let me just clarify. So that's the reason. That's all I can say with that the one. But yeah. Sorry, man. Me apologize, Kelly. This we just did a struggle over here. I find this trailer. Me I drive up and down this damn street. Me I going we're going to one parking lot in the dark. We get stuck. We have to like close the phone screen so they can't see me. And but then there's some weird places. Then a white neighborhood, white people neighborhood. You know that shit go already. So yeah, we finally find the
Yeah.
damn place.
He's
You
afraid
still
he's
Yeah.
lost in
So
a white
yeah,
neighborhood.
they ain't gonna chop you up. You're a trailer guy. They need the product.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, right. You seen Get Out? I don't know about all that.
Yeah.
He might
I
not
don't know.
get
I'm gonna
chopped
watch
up,
it.
but he about to be bitted off.
Now we're recorded. He's live, so we'll know. I'm just saying like some things I think we could survive without we could become our own entrepreneur, and a lot of times some of our biggest setback is our fears from we have the idea, but our fear is just to execute it. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of us can be entrepreneurs, but it's just we're afraid to execute our idea, and we're fearful that it's gonna fail. And sometimes we work for people, and when we work for people and we get fired, we get to see fear takes us over, and then when we find something, we say within ourselves like, "Why the fuck was I worried?" You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right, all
Yep.
right, all right. But stick up in with this pandemic stuff going on right now. This coronavirus. Where black people are worried about the most in the inner city communities. Partying. What the white people are worried about? Vaccine. So who fear that? The black people or the white people? The white people. There's them are worried for themselves, because them I said, damn, we need to open up about the place because we are lose so much money. Them are worried about money. So if they don't have no money, you already know what go me. I know for them gonna start drop out. And black people I said, damn, you can't just open up about the place and just make 100 people in a party so we can party a little bit. At least make a party so we can drink some rum and enjoy ourselves. So you see, the struggle different for
All
different
right, so
race of
all
people.
right, we're going off a little bit off topic, but that's true. Everybody got the stimulus check, right? And what did statistic do with the stimulus check?
But
What did
did you
people do
get
with the
it?
stimulus check? Huh?
Did you get the stimulus check?
I got the first one, and I still didn't spend it yet.
Okay. Okay.
Good job.
I still didn't spend it yet. You got yours, Zeta?
Yeah, and
That's
you
it?
no, I got kids, and no. I'm about to go back right into work. I'm trying to save my stuff. I ain't
Oh,
like everybody else that want to get like 50-inch screen TVs and hook up their crib. That's not me. I gotta feed my kids. They eat everything.
I feel you. I feel you. Nah, I can't afford to do that. I have things that I'm trying to do. If I get a stimulus check or something like that, I'm putting that shit on the stock market. That's what I'm gonna do. That's
That's
where my,
good.
that's where my money will be invested on the stock market. One of the things them that I said that they should implement in school. They should teach kids about the stock market, right? And I'm gonna show you why. What I've learned during the pandemic. The thing I learned within the pandemic is this, right? Or if this is called a pandemic. The thing I've learned during this time of this corona shit all over the place, I learned the stock market. I learned a little bit about black history. And I learned when you leave your money in the bank, right? When you leave your money in the bank, they probably give you a few cents or so. They take the money that you have and they give it to Tom, Dick, and Harry, right?
Tom, Dick, and
Right?
Harry.
They give it to everybody, right? Not only they give it to everybody, they put a few cents on your money as interest, right? While they done flipped your money
Yeah.
500 different times. They made interest off of that money 500 different times. If you take that same money that you have and you put it on the stock market, I guarantee, I can almost guarantee that you will make more within 1 year that you'll make in the bank if your money was in the bank.
You gotta be careful with that too because it keeps on going up and down.
But
You
you
feel
still
me?
but you still make more money. Do you know when you have a 401k, you know how you make money off your 401k?
Yeah. So
They take your money, right? And they put it into fractional shares,
Stock,
right? Into
stocks.
different stocks. Yeah, they'll put it in the top stocks like Tesla, Apple, maybe Verizon, all the biggest stocks that's in the S&P 500. They
yeah,
put it in.
look. Oh, you can't see. Can you see? Wait.
Yeah, yeah,
That's that's what. Well, that's what I did. I put money into Amazon, Tesla, and Plug
right.
Power. So they just
Those
be messing with my stuff.
Right. So that's what they do with your 401k. So if you notice when you check on your 401k, it might be low. And then when you go back and check on it, it might be high. Now, when you get the money that you work, you give them to invest in the stocks, the fractional share stocks, whatever, right? The
Hmm.
fractional share stocks that you invest in, whatever, which you don't know what stocks they put it in. The fractional share stocks that it goes into, they they put the money there, it builds up, it goes down, and if you get fired from the job, you got to close that 401k out. Not only that, when that 401k is closed, guess what? If you take the money out, you got to pay a early um you got to pay an early
That's crazy.
Some fee. I tax. I
withdrawal from it.
tax.
That's
I
messed up.
tax, yeah.
Right, they're going to charge you taxes on it, and then they're going to charge you um a early fee for you taking the money
Withdraw.
out early.
You want to
Yeah,
call it
early
a withdraw?
withdrawal. Yeah. So how you making any money? How they have creative control over your money. You're better off with what you're doing right there. Buying some plug, buying Amazon, buying some Tesla yourself. And if you feel like take this shit out, you take it out. The only thing you pay money on is the taxes.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me?
Yep.
So this is why I'm saying that they should teach financial literacy. Is it financial literacy or stop the stock market in school? They should teach people money management and shit like that into school, which we don't know
Mm-hmm.
that. This is why a lot of time. Go ahead.
Oh no, man, I both go after, but continue, finish where I say.
No, no, no. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, man, I say like as far as the school system, Like, and with the board that head educate. All right, how many stuff you got at school? Where they learn at school. How much of them stuff they use right now in a real life?
The only one thing I regret not learning in school is Spanish. That that's it.
¿Qué? No, they
That's
stop.
it. That's it.
Nah,
Okay,
you want to
okay,
know
that
something?
that that makes sense.
I don't think they teach about financial literacy in school because once we find out how money works and the dollar, they can't keep us poor anymore.
But that's the whole process. If you keep them poor, they keep on paying.
Hmm.
You
I
feel
was
me?
saying that. Yep, I said that to my daughter the other day. I said our ancestors we lived in teepees. We didn't need to pay to live in apartments and have luxury stuff. We was living off of the land. They
But
took the
it's
land off
but
of
it's
us.
they took the land. When you buy that house, when you buy the house, the house is yours, but the property, the land is the government's. And if you don't pay the mortgage on that shit, or if you don't pay the taxes on the land, they take that motherfucker back.
Mm-hmm.
All of it back.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's
that them are
sad.
bring a Jamaica now.
Huh?
So them are bring that similar system at Jamaica.
Right, because the government gotta make their money. The government is here. This is why I get upset when I see people riding with the government, and I'm like, that nigga don't give a fuck about you. He
Yeah.
don't give a fuck about you. The government is here to protect. Listen, when one side is losing and the other side is losing, the system is designed to destroy and rebuild itself back.
Mm,
You feel me?
true, true.
And a lot of people don't even know that. You feel me? So if they don't yet, if they don't teach, if we don't educate ourselves outside of that, how are we gonna know these things, right?
You're right. You're right.
So I'm just saying we should educate ourselves and stop making our kids go into all of these college shit and waste our fucking time, their time, and waste government money.
You right. No, he right. 100.
You
Right.
feel me? If you know you're gonna waste our time, your time, and waste the government money, go get a trade. Be a truck driver. Be a taxi driver. Go take the test and work for New York City. Be a postal service worker. You don't need no college degree for shit like that. You just need to pass the fucking bar. Common sense.
I, if we get more black people from manufacture, we can create manufacturing company. All of these manufacturing companies, white people own it. Majority of them. And when we get clothes and we sell clothes on the Instagram, you see all these black people sell clothes. Where they get them clothes from? China.
A
Them not
fact.
make the clothes themselves. So, that what we are lose. Like here we are sell, we are do more businesses, but we have to go into the manufacturing where we are create products, and then we be okay. But at the end of the day, with them we still are depend upon somebody if you give with the material. We need for them create material. 'Cause if you look for like few fathers or few uncles or whatever, all of them, in my family, all of them have a trade. Whether them
Get in
a
the bed.
carpenter, they
Go
do
lay down. I'll fix
cabinetry,
that. Go lay
you know
down.
what I mean? Or they just work on car. All of them have like this trade, and that's why them still a make money to this day, even in the US from Jamaica. So, that people have to look into them. Have to look into getting trades. Like the education part good if you are trying to be a lawyer. When education good, if we can get our people in a politics,
Right.
to become a politician. So, cause that I think with other communities, them have politicians like them vote who them want in a power. We don't. It's not much of us. And when some of us go in there, I would stab each other in the back and sell out to each other. But we need more people in the community where we go in a politics, so some of the laws them can favor us in a way, like a favor
Right.
certain
And
type of
that's
people.
true. I've heard that before. If we had more black people as police officers, we'll be good. If we have more black people as teachers, we'll be good. If we have more people, black people in being firefighters, that'd be good. There's nothing wrong with being a police officer. There's nothing wrong with being a firefighter. There's nothing wrong with being a teacher.
Before you say firefighters get paid real great money, but we need more people in the medical field, not just only nurses. We need more doctors and surgical doctors or nurses or whatever you want to call them. People who actually operate to it, operate power and keep we alive. You know, because we
I
don't know who they'll operate power when we take that pill or get that shot or get knocked out.
Right. This is why sometimes black people always fall at the waistline with certain things because you have more white people that occupy that space and then they do a lot of foolishness. You understand? It's like you have a black guy with a white cop, right? And the amount of black people there is limited. So he got to fall in line with that white person, and he's probably sometimes more whiter than his partner. But if you had more black people that was occupying that space as being officers, judges, lawyers, doctors, you know what I'm saying? Certain things wouldn't. I don't. He's right. I don't think certain things will happen.
Yo, you ever see them old school them 80s police movie there with the black cops and the black guys, so they usually beat them on them. What y'all
Yeah,
end doing around here is, yo, and them usually beat them on them certain way, yo, and the white cops them never as harsh, but yo, get catch by a black cop back in them days, and them beat you.
yeah, because that's a nigga that's trying to sell out. That's another thing too that I was talking about. Like I'm going off topic here. Why is it whenever a black guy is with a white woman, whatever, right? And he marries the white woman will nurture this nigga, build him, stand by him through thick and thin, build this nigga, and then he gets a white girl. He feel like he has a trophy.
You
Can
know,
somebody else?
with the thing with that, Kelly, me just say it like this straight up. White woman, just like how a lot of white woman look on black man, it's more like a fetish at first. It is. It's something where a lot of black man would like to try. Me myself, me know the thought, and once you realize what it's like on the other side, it's either you stay or you don't. I'm not really insecure in myself to stay with a white woman. The reason why I wouldn't want a family with a white woman is because me black. So if she have a black child, she not gonna understand how to grow a black child. Like when racism slap him, she not gonna know how to deal with that. Oh, this is unbelievable. You can't do this. This is my kid. And so she wanna go on and she have to just understand within our society where black people them can't go certain place, and I thought us it black people can't do certain things. I should not understand that. A black woman, a Latino woman, she get it. You know? So to me, with the white woman, black man and white woman, it's more like a fetish. It's a sexual fetish. And the white woman them say it too, them, whatever. But yeah, but as far as for raise a family with a white man, I don't know. That's something different. They'll never understand because what we experience, they never experienced as a kid. So like they see it, but they don't understand. They don't feel it. So man, no, with certain guys I know, I just think them just insecure with themselves, make them deal with these white women. That just what me think personal. If them did
Mm.
love themselves, love them black mother, love all of the features, the nappy hair or whatever you want to call it, because it's like white people here, white people like me more want to play with my black woman here than white people here. White people here is like it's so thin. Like it's like I like I play with Dolly here. Like not even know how them find that as like more beautiful than black woman. The black woman here can straighten out, they can curl up. Like I don't want to get it though. Don't get me started, bro. Black is just beauty. That's it. We can look. We can bleach for ourselves, and come back black. Them can't do that.
You're gonna be the same. How you feel about that, Zeta?
I got a crackable here. I just think mainly they do it mainly to throw it into the black woman's face to show like, you ain't gonna do it for me, but this is the she gonna do anything I ask of her. If I need bread, she gonna give it to me. You nag. If I need to use the car, she gonna let me hold it down. You gonna be like, yo, put gas in it at the end of the day, take care of my shit.
I
You
think
understand?
it's I think it's the talk back. They don't. We're going off topic here. I think it's the fact that black women are quick to snap back, and the tolerance is more lower. Like, all
Most
right, so
white woman is more aggressive when it comes to child support and them things. So yeah, they might quiet and hush for now, but when they want for them shit, like they getting everything too, you know. And if you get a new job, like certain black woman will like back off certain way once you them get cool, but these white woman like them not back down. They might get everything or anything from you, and the judge go and give it to them. So it's a lot different, I think. That's what I think. But continue, sorry.
yeah, my boss is going through that right now. Like he divorced, and when he divorced, she took him for everything, and he's still paying till this day.
Damn.
He's still paying till this motherfucking day. And after the kids finish up college, he still got to pay our money. And I
Oh
said,
my
and
gosh.
I said to this to the guy. I said this to the he's Italian. I said, if I said if you work it out, you'll save more money. I said if you work it out, you save more money. That's what I said to him. But hey, to each his own. He didn't work it out. He got to pay for two kids, and he's still paying for his wife. But
It,
like I'm saying, like back on subject real quick. I just feel I think we should teach they should teach us how to money management in school. They should teach us how to become entrepreneurs in school. And these are things that the gates of school is never going to be open up to. They will lie to us about history. They will teach us stuff. They will mislead us. They rather keep us in debt. They rather stretch our hands to the government. They rather us be on the line for welfare, but they will never teach us how to gain money, how to acquire wealth. It's when they gave this stimulus check out, you know what people was buying? Mostly black people. You had some white people too that was buying shit. Most black people was buying, and the Spanish too. Can't forget them. They were buying bikes, clothes, PlayStation,
let me tell you something.
right?
Let me tell you something with that. With that purchasing stuff. See, you don't see because where you live. Now where I live, I'm surrounded by white people. Quiet ass neighborhood. Neighborhood quiet. The burbs. That's what I call it. Anyway, these people, it's when that corona shit did hit and the money start coming, you can't find nothing in the store. When I say nothing, like you got a GameStop and you want to buy a control, you can't find no controller, nothing. But you know why they leave have the store open. Them buy out all of the bicycle, like what you said, them buy up kayaks, them
Yeah,
buy the jet ski, them buy dirt bike, them buy up all of the go karts, them like every single outdoor activity where
yeah,
you
they had
can,
it.
where you can purchase them buy everything. All of, you go in a Walmart, cause we live near when we live near this big ass Walmart. What them call them? The superstores.
Yeah,
You go
yeah,
in at the tire section, all of the tires them gone, and it's mostly
yeah.
white people that live in that area.
They,
So
they
they
did a
must spend
statistic
money
on
too,
that.
They must spend money. It's just that we don't see it because of where we live, but them spend
Right.
a lot of money.
But they shine. But if, as you notice, the media it perpetuates things, and they will show things about black people more than white people. They will show all the negative shit about us, but they'll keep their stuff in the background.
Because when I react to the shit, if you do the same with white people, them are gonna react to the certain comments like, that's unacceptable. You can't talk about that. This is America. You can't talk about us like that. And then they start refer to the
Well,
Constitution and this and that. Like, yo. So
well,
black people, certain things happen. We just sit back and be like, ah, fuck them. We just stay
as
here.
as you can see. Oh, joining us today, also today on the Emancipate Show is Shanika, G Mark, Zeta, and Shanika. We were talking about
Sakina.
Nike,
Sakina. I'm sorry. I'm
That's all
sorry.
right.
I'm
Zakina,
sorry if I butchered your
Zakina.
name. Sakina.
Yo,
Yeah.
yo,
So
the names them different, yo.
we went off on topic a little bit. We were talking about, do we need
One
s-
video.
school to be successful in life or to have a career?
Far as like how far in school?
Well, not even school. I would say
Sorry, my
college.
daughter. They can see you, Anissa.
Y-
Stop. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Not necessarily like school, because I think you need to know the basics, the one, two, threes, the ABCs, shit like that. You need to know that. But I'm just
Hmm.
saying, like, career wise, like when you finish up school and you're trying to find your way in life.
Right. But who said we need college?
Well, that's what America sent
School,
to the school for
school,
everything.
America says that.
school,
Right.
Now we
school,
have
school system.
billionaires. We have billion in the school system, yeah. But who built the school system?
The white
Um,
man.
we have billionaires like Bill Gates. Let's just name Bill Gates.
Yeah.
He has a high school diploma. I'm not too sure if it's Trump, if Trump even got his college degree. I'm not too sure. I didn't do too much history on him. But there's a lot of known billionaires that are successful, if that's what we want to call success, because people associate money with success.
Yeah.
And that's not all part of success. But if we're going down the school line, if we're talking about school, how how far do people feel they have to go? Because there's some people that go to school and stay in school for the rest of their life,
Still trying to
so
figure it out.
and trying to figure it out and get to school, graduate, and still don't make the amount of money that they deserve. Now, my thing is planting the seed on your purpose, but a lot of people go by the purpose of America, if that makes sense.
No, go ahead. Speak your truth.
So, my personal opinion, because I didn't go to college, and I mean, I went to college for, no, I'm lying. I went to college for, my, what's that, in the beginning, and I dropped out. But am I successful? That's the thing. What levels of success? Some people will say, okay, if I'm living in this lavish house, if I'm living in this luxury place, that makes me successful. It's just so much more to success. Success is in the mind. That's number one, because
Right.
some people can associate success with family. Some people can associate with success with business. Some people can associate success with school. So it's all about where you feel is your purpose on this earth. Because I can go to school, because I know me right now, I make sometimes more money. I only went to high school, and I make more money than people that graduated and got their bachelor's.
And
Because number two is all about training. Number one, because
same
you
thing Zeta
have
said.
to you have to have a skill set. Because
That's the same thing Zeta said too.
I can have my bachelor's degree, I can have my master's, but there's somebody with a higher skill set that performs just amazing on their work. They resume is on point. They have experience here, they have experience there, and they probably have no school. But who the company is going to look at? The one with the
The
experience or the
right.
one with the degree
The
that
one with
with
the
no
paper.
experience?
No, they're looking at the one that says he's qualified. And sometimes that person that's qualified is a fucking idiot. I've seen that a lot of time. Don't make that paper fool you. Not because you passed the bar, don't mean you're qualified.
Exactly. There's some people I work for customer service, right? So you meet doctors, lawyers, that have no form of common sense. And these are people that they say successful.
Mm-hmm.
No form of common sense. They come in there, a little simple breakdown, they don't understand it. They only understand the training that they're in. That's like when you train a robot to do one specific thing, that's all they know.
And that's why I said learn as you go.
Yes. But what we have to understand is we have a purpose in our life. This is what happens with people. We lose it. So we depend on what we are taught to basically build us in life. So this is what they tell you you're supposed to do. You're supposed to get this. You're supposed to do this. You're supposed to do that. You're supposed to do this. But technically, is that success? Success means I accomplished it. I accomplished a successful family. I accomplished um, $1 million. Let's just say, for example, I accomplished all these things and I can sit back now and I can relax. I can retire at 45. That's success.
Right.
My money, I can make money while I'm sleeping, you know,
And and that's wealth right there.
and I used to have this debate with people too. Okay, you got success. Are you rich or are you wealthy? Because a lot of people don't understand. There's a difference between rich and wealthy. Rich, anybody could be rich. You know, make a nice investment, you can be rich. But wealth is a generation.
But people don't people you see, all right. I hope I don't offend anybody with this. And I'm gonna be very transparent. I'm gonna show you something. I always said to people, like, what I said, what was the how why did they create the project?
That's
They
what it
create
says.
Open back up
Project.
again.
His name is a project. That's what it was. It was
right,
a project.
right. The project was created for this, right?
Hmm.
It was created to for when people fall on hard times, they go there, rehabilitate themselves, and come back out and get their shit together so they could move on. Now, when I don't know what year was created, I don't know the specific number of year was created, whatever, right? But it got to a point where like people feel like when they live in the projects and they pass that on to another person, they're passing on wealth. I'm like, my nigga,
Who's
you're passing on fucking poverty to one
yeah,
generation, to a
to the
next
next.
generation, to a next generation. And I lost a friend because of this. I said, don't you want to move out of this place? And she stopped talking. She was like, oh, you fucking Jamaicans, you motherfuckers think y'all better than people. I said,
Mm-mm.
it wouldn't matter who the fuck I am. If I was Jamaican, African, Indian, Spanish, black, whatever, don't you want to better yourself? She cried when her grandmother lost her spot, when her grandmother died, and they had to give up that apartment in the project. She literally cried. I said, "Are you shitting me?"
Some people are in bondage. Even though we're free for us, there's no physical chains on us, but there's a form of bondage. And people take this word bondage as in you have to be this. No, bondage spiritually. You're in bondage because your mind is not free. It's not open. Remember, poverty, it's a bloodline. It follows through a spirit that stays inside of the family. So you have that every right to say, I'm going to break this spirit and I'm going to do such and such and such.
A fact.
You
And
get what I'm saying? So
I'm
remember the bloodline, they seen their mothers do it, their mother do it. They go as far back to see, they go far back. Their mothers did it. So it's a lineage. It stayed in the family.
right.
So do they really know better? They say when you know better, you do better.
Do
They
better.
don't know better. I see this all the time. Some people think, I hear people how they talk and they think they make sense. And I'll be like, I started to learn like you can't. In the Bible it says, "Do not speak in the hearing of a fool,
Dumbass truck
for he
drivers.
will despise the wisdom of your words."
Right, you're gonna sound like you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I
They're not gonna fathom
I
your
I,
mind.
I notice whenever people speak like real shit, you sound crazy. They be like, that nigga is crazy.
But one
Don't
person
listen
to
to.
pick up, somebody there will listen. Because I've been in so many conversations, especially, being from the projects, you know, and so many people I'll be talking to, but there's somebody listening. Trust me and believe me, that quiet person in the corner is listening. And you be surprised by you saying what you saying, somebody's hearing you. And somebody's gonna come to you later and say, you know what you said made me do this, made me do that. Because we wanna feel people are automatically gonna debate or not hear us. But still speak your piece because especially if you're around a group of people, there's someone listening. And that message might not be for them. It may be for somebody else. So some people just need that guidance. They never had certain things. The story goes long, but we are taught to go to school. We are taught to do this, to do that, to dress this way, to dress that way, to talk that way, to be this way. We're taught that behavior,
In fact,
and people got to understand what is your definition of success? Because some people will feel, I moved out the project, I'm
Oh my
success. That's a
God.
success, which to some will be. Certain person like me, success is making money while I'm asleep, living in having my family, closer relation. First of all, God is my first. That's number one.
right.
You know, God is
What
my first.
when I was coming up and I came to America, I said I wanted to live the American dream.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing. It's the same thing as you said. But what is the American dream? In ideal, it's having a house, married, the white fence, and the dog. But you could be in a fucking apartment and you live in the American dream. What difference does it make if you have the dog? The because you you can't afford if you buy a house here in New York, a house here in New York is about, I'm gonna say, about $500,000, right?
Hmm.
By the time you finish paying it off, you're probably gonna pay
Mhm.
maybe a little bit over $1 million because the bank is gonna kill you with interests and fee, right?
Hmm.
So I agree with you when you say
Bumbo
when when
clot.
you live in the dream when you're making money in your sleep. To me, when I get up in the night, when I get up every morning, the first thing I look at after I say thank God is the stock market. How much
Hmm.
money did I make? That's
Hmm.
my American dream,
Hmm.
right? I don't give a shit about anything else. I don't care about. You know what I said the other day? I said everybody here is warring on Facebook, Twitter, and Snapchat. But I said, how much of this fucking share do you have of this platform that you warring on? How much of that stock do you have? Because if you have ownership of it, that's your property. You are part
Hmm.
of that company.
Well, we taught that in school.
No, and they don't teach this in school. We were talking about that before you came on. We're not taught how to make money. We're taught, oh, Jim, go to school, and half the shit them that we're taught in school we don't even use in our daily life.
Exactly.
We
And
don't use
we
it.
and sorry to cut you off. One thing you said about was home and owning a home. This is what people got to understand. Yeah, I own a co-op, right? Either way you put it, whether I pay off my mortgage, I still am responsible. And co-ops is a little different, but let's just say I owned a condo or a home. And either way you put it, if I do not pay them taxes, what happens to my home?
They
Even if
take
my
it back.
mortgage.
They
So
take it
is
back.
it mine?
You're just a gatekeeper. You're watching it.
You're leasing,
Yeah, we're gonna
you're
let you.
leasing.
Yeah, keep ownership of it. But if you fuck up, we'll take it back.
But I paid off my mortgage now. You understand? That's
I
the
know,
I
but
paid my house. My house is
and,
paid for every
and I
bit
was
of land.
talking. We was talking about that too. The land is never gonna be yours,
There you go.
but the house, you can watch it. We was talking about it earlier on. The
Hmm.
the house is yours, but the land, we're just waiting for you to fuck up. Because if you fuck up, we'll take it back.
We taking it back. So do you own it? And
Yeah,
that's what people got to realize is that we're not specifically free. You know, we work, we have to still pay taxes.
a fact.
A taxes, people don't understand the history of taxes. The taxes start from nothing. They write off a little amount, boop, 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 boop. It goes to the federal banks. They take it, take that dollar amount, print out money, and add interest. So now all the interest that you're paying back, all the tax you're paying back, is turning into how much money? Trillions of dollars. Back to nothing, from
Th-
nothing.
that's what we were talking about. Is the same thing I said. I said if you put if you put your money in the bank, God bless how much you get back on interest within a month. But if you put it on the market,
Hmm.
you have a higher percentage of gaining something for yourself. And these are things they don't teach us in school.
No, they're not, because they don't want to set us free like that. They don't, especially in our community. Please,
I'm
this
gonna
is
tell
something.
I'm gonna tell you something before I forget it.
Hmm.
Couple things we need to teach our kids in this day generation moving forward. We need to teach them about wealth, right? We
Hmm.
need to we need to have life insurance when we have family and shit like that. A lot of
More than
black
one.
people don't. Yes, a lot of black people don't have life insurance. They
I
don't
know.
teach you this
Hmm.
in school,
Hmm.
right? If I seen guys before that's partying, they get killed. They gotta go fund me.
Right. And this is sad. And I have, to be honest with you, you're supposed to have more than one. You're supposed to have three. You're supposed to have
Right.
term, whole life, and you're supposed to have something for your family, like your child, all that other stuff. You're supposed to have, oh, your job, you know, different areas you're supposed to be covered.
Right. And
Yeah.
a lot of people don't. You see, in you remember what you said about breaking the curse, the generational curse.
Hmm.
You see, if we put these things into place, our kids can follow that.
Not, it's more than that too, but because it comes with full deliverance as well. So that all
Yes,
comes,
but
that all has to take place
it's the
before.
first
I
step.
just get
Yeah.
It's your
Yeah.
no, yeah, you lost service. Yeah, but it's the first step. But we don't do. It's like if I die right now, right?
Hmm.
My family will probably get 200,000 after they don't pay for funeral and whatever. And I don't want no funeral. I say burn me. I'm fucking dead anyway. Take the money, right? Now my wife got that money, whatever, right?
Hmm.
Whatever she decides to do will be her will of fire. You feel me? A will of fire is like, okay, this guy's not here no more. So the breadwinner is gone. I gotta buckle up. I gotta make certain changes. I gotta tighten my buckle.
Hmm.
This is what your father was saying. Because I notice a lot of times in life, people acknowledge your words when you're dead than when you're alive. And you see this all the time. Look at Maya Angelou. Look at Marcus Garvey. Look at Jesus. Look at all the great leaders we have.
Hmm.
All their quotes is their greatest quote is after they're dead and gone. People say, "Oh shit, you know that crazy ass nigga that made that song? He was right after all."
Right.
You feel me? But I'm
Hmm.
just saying, I'm gonna try to break that cycle. Like people got this thing that just because if you got a Beamer and I got a Honda, the person that got the Beamer feel like they're better than you.
But they in more debt.
You're an R and I'm an LPN. I feel like I'm better than you, but we're in the same medical field. All a LPN got to do,
Hmm.
go to school back for a couple more years and learn the same shit you learn. Because America plays certain things in level, and when you're at a certain level, people just look like I'm better than that person.
Because remember, we abide by the Egyptian pyramid. So
Yes.
if we're under that, how do you call it? Let me just say it as a law. I don't know what to call it, but let's just say when we are under that type of teaching, there's a top, there's the all seeing eye and everything like that. Then you got the bottom that spreads out. So let's put that into people, because as you when you work in retail, you got your workers, right?
Hmm.
Then you got your managers, might be, there's going to be a little, it goes a little less. Then you got your assistant managers. Then you got your store managers. But then when you got the top people, it singles out. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's the same thing. It runs the same way, just like in ancient Egypt. It's no different. You get what
But
I'm saying? So go ahead.
like I understand that, and I challenge black people for like taking a challenge to work together. That's my challenge for black people. Why do we feel the need to compete? Why we can't just say, okay,
Because
you're
number one, we calling ourselves black. I'm starting to learn that more and
We
more.
get
We
we get
calling
we
ourselves
get
black.
programmed.
Where black
Program.
means bondage. I would call myself a Hebrew, because when they say orgy, I say, okay, I'm a so-called black, if you want to call me that. But that's a color. Because when they say,
but this is black. I
yeah,
wouldn't I wouldn't consider, and black is colorless.
if
This
they told us who we really are, do you understand what will happen?
I could
You
only imagine.
understand? If the real truth come out who we really are, they don't want to tell that. That's why they stole everything. But we have to understand that this stuff goes way deep. This is this is another subject, because I can go in on this. But what I'm saying is we have to understand how far our history go, and how and what spirit lies in our generation. So if the spirit of poverty is that spirit, you have to break it. You have to break it at the root and say, I'm not going to be in this poverty spirit. I'm getting out, which is not easy.
A
That's like
fact.
when somebody's an alcoholic. You have an alcoholic spirit. To get out of being alcoholic, you got it. You got to go. I call it deliverance. I'm sorry, because only one that can deliver you is God.
A
Point blank.
fact.
Period. So some people do it with other people help. Some people can just do it because they have faith. I've seen it. So we have to understand that this stuff is deeper, deeper than we can ever imagine. Because number one, we're not told who we are, so we are going through an identity crisis. Number two,
I think a lot.
we're follow the leader.
Yeah, we'll do
When
the we'll do the challenge, but we won't challenge to stick together.
when we are the head, not the tail.
A fact. A fact.
So we gotta understand that, who you are, and when you become successful, it's not always about money, because people get money and are not happy. So I would say the best success is your peace of mind. Peace of mind first. Because remember, when you go with God, and this is what I'm starting to learn, when you are with God, all of those things is going to be added. So all of the houses, the cars, everything that's in your heart that you desire will be added. But we choose to, try to do it on our own, stress out, do it this way, do it the way we taught, what our mother said, try to do it for other people. But what are we really doing for ourselves? Because half of the people are doing it for each other. Women wouldn't dress the way they do if the men wasn't attracted by it.
Mm-hmm.
The men wouldn't be buying the clothes that they're buying, driving the cars that they're driving, knowing they can't afford it, if they knew woman wasn't attracted by it.
but that's society. Society forced that
But
upon you.
who
But
did it? If they go down the line and say, who, when they go to the media, who controls the media? Who controls what we are learning? Who controls it?
that's it. The white people.
Not white.
No?
They know.
Oh,
These are so-called the Rothschilds are what, Jews?
are they?
They're Jews.
I gotta look them up.
Look it up. They're
I gotta look.
Jews. Well, so-called Jews.
What you call them? Rothschild?
Yeah, they're Jews. And you got other families, of course, that are controlling and creating this whole system.
Yeah, they're Jews.
Yeah, controlling and creating this whole system that we have to follow. That's why we're in the predicament we're in now, where we're under control.
Well,
So those that even graduated, now we have to do college, not in person anymore. We have to do college on the internet. Now, after college, what job do I get?
and everything is going remote.
And
Most
then,
things are going
right.
remote.
Right.
So after I graduate from whatever degree, what's next? If there's no jobs. And this is what
So,
people got to think about. See, where I'm headed, I prepared for this a long time ago. So, because I knew it was going to come to a point where we would be in this type of position. Because you have to study your enemy. A lot of people are not willing to do that because they say you shouldn't learn this, you shouldn't learn that. I don't believe this, I don't believe that. But they go to the news and say Pix 11 said such and such and such. But as soon as you open your eyes to who you truly are, what purpose you have in life, who's really in control, and your eyes start to open, you become the crazy one.
yes, that's
So
always the case.
when you become successful, to be honest with you, like back to because we talk about success, so I'm gonna go back to that. People always tell me, Sakina, you doing good, you got a new car, you got a co-op, you got this, you got, and I'm telling them, I'm very humble. Don't get me wrong, and I'm grateful, and I'm blessed to have these things. But my thing is, the age that I am, I'm supposed to have these things.
Right.
Should I be congratulated? You know what I mean? This is what I'm supposed to do. You know, your child is supposed to be a good child. Your child is supposed to go to school. Your child is supposed to say, listen to you and do what's told. Sometimes we may go off course, but these are things we're supposed to do at a certain age. But it's sad to the point that you have to be congratulated on something that is required.
Right. That's a fact. But you know what I see in order for mankind to to find fulfillment and be able to bond with everything, he needs to find you need to make peace with God. Because if you notice, the richest of the richest don't feel safe. They always got to be worried about who's robbing them and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? They always got to be looking over their shoulder. They don't know who to trust, etc., etc. But I think the one place I've found peace whenever I started coming into money was you got to be humble.
Yes.
That's the first thing,
Hmm.
right? And you got to be on the same page with God. And
Yeah, you got to roll with his
you will
timing. Hmm.
right, you will always be happy no matter if you have enough of something or whatever. Once you become one entity with God, you won't be confused, you won't be like tormented.
Because
You
he's
ever
not
see
the author of that. He's not the
right,
author of confusion.
you ever
Like,
see people rich and you wonder why they bugging out? Because they're not contented. They're even with once
it's
you
a
go
spirit.
right, even if you go with nature, even if you go with nature and you just be like, I want to bond with nature, you will always find peace, quiet, and tranquility. Being humble brings you so much things, but ignorance, it will just throw you to the side. But wealth, like I said before, wealth need to be taught in every family. We need to break this generational curse of always working for somebody.
I
The, re-
that's what I'm that's
the
what I'm
reason
trying to say.
the reason why a lot of you do, you know, a lot of times these kids that's brought up rich, they didn't work for that. Their parents created that so they be able to have that to carry it on to the next generation. It's like a
Generation.
baton. Yeah,
Hmm.
if people could pass on the poverty baton, why we can't carry on the
Just like if you go to some, a white person's house or whatever, they have a picture of their great 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 grandfather.
right,
You know what I mean? Because that's where the wealth started. You understand? So you have to understand that. That's why I started. I have my own business trying to help women build their business,
right,
because at the end of the day, there's a there's a team to get you success. To be honest with you, you can't be successful by yourself. If you want real wealth, you can't be wealthy by yourself. A lot of people want to just think, oh no, 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 there's a team. You think that artists don't work with a publicist, don't work with a manager, she don't have a team following behind her? No, there's a team. You need a team. That's first. A trustworthy team, of course.
right,
But
That nigga
it
shit.
just don't it just don't work like, okay, I'm gonna start my own business and that's it. No. You need a team if you want that generational wealth to get you to that next level. You got to be around people. Now, this is things you have to do. You got to be around people with the same mindset.
mindset. Yes,
Now,
yes.
everybody's not going to be on the same thing as maybe beliefs or whatever the case may be. People have to learn, chew the meat, spit out the bones.
You know, one thing I could definitely say, the that separates white people from us, and this is why they've been winning. They have this thing, right? They say if we keep people in fear and we control them, we'll always have the upper hand. Always. They might not get along, but they say we need to keep these people controlled. And if we control them, we can always rule.
So that's basically like the Jim Crow.
Pretty much.
Hmm.
Is the same thing you were saying earlier on? The slavery mentality. Yeah, it's very alive and well and very
Hmm.
active. And it goes over a lot of people's head and they don't even notice it. People nowadays, they need somebody to think for them. They need somebody to tell them what to do. They can't think for themselves no
I know,
more.
yeah. Because that's like when you're an employee at a job and you come to work, you already know your job. There's some people that wait to be
To be
told
told
on something you do every single day.
a fact, because some people still have the slave mentality.
That's why
Sometimes,
I feel at this point, sorry to cut you off again,
good,
but I feel like at this point where we're in a pandemic, everybody's waiting on the government. I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting. I'm waiting for help. Why don't you start something? Because number one, if I start making clothes, you start making shoes. He start making hats. We start switching. All right, you take my hats, I take your
Yeah, just
shoes.
did I talk about that.
We do this, we do that, we do this, and we make it go round. Our money circulate towards each other. What can happen
a
if we
lot.
stripped our clothes right now? And this is what I said: you want to get out. Black people want to get out of poverty. They want to get out of not poverty. They want to stop being slaves to the man and all this other stuff. Let's talk realistically. The only way to do it is if we strip ourselves naked. Take back your clothes. Take this, even though we invented pretty much everything. Take it back. we're going to start our own. We're going to come from the clothes down. I know that you do shirts. I know I pick fruits. I know he does this. We could start off with our trade and build our own currency.
But that's
But
the thing. People don't want to. They don't want to do that.
but we're trying to be free in a world that we have to cry and beg for acceptance. And that's what's crazy. Kamala Harris, everybody's praising this woman. I'm sorry, I'm gonna say it. What
Now,
did she do
man,
for black people?
she's married to a white guy.
It's not even just that. What did she do?
Yeah, nothing. But I'm just saying.
But lock the men up.
Yeah, she didn't do anything.
She
And
better
Nothing.
than Trump.
So
That's
why?
all they're saying. They better than Trump.
But why is she better than Trump? Because she's a secret. She's
I don't know.
a
That's what they're saying. You know.
listen. People gotta understand. Who would you rather? Somebody, an enemy to your face, or a secret enemy? Them secret hugs, the ones
Right.
that envy
And
you, the ones
enemy to
that wanna
the
set you
face.
up, that's giving you the smile. Hi, this is what I'm gonna do for you, and then they giving everybody hope. This is what I'm gonna do for you. But the first thing Biden passed was a transgender law.
that blew past everybody.
He didn't do anything for you. Oh, Biden's gonna do something. Why are you depending on what party that has nothing to do with you? First of all, we're not even in a Democratic. We don't even run on a Democrat. We Republicans. That's number one.
Yeah,
We the Americans. Go back. We do not pledge to the Democrat. We pledge to the Republic.
but they switched that.
But people got to understand. Look at every Democratic state, and you tell me if they helped us.
I'll wait.
And then people, when you say these things, they take up for. And this is when I'm gonna go back. I have to go for back to. Let's go biblical. Matter of fact, people want to worship these images. This is what irks my nerves. Obama this, Kamala this. Let's just name some people. These are images. Have you ever shook their hand?
Nope.
Do you know them?
The
Nope.
images. Yeah.
Nope.
They're
Yeah.
images. They still
I know they
under
like image.
that. They're still
They
under
like
that
how it
same.
looks.
Right. They're still under that family that I just mentioned, which is the Rothschild. At the end of the day, they got to answer to that family. So how free can we be if they got to answer to that one family, which is known to be Satan's bloodline?
Man,
So they got to
Well,
understand this. That's why in the last days, now it's getting more clearer that we will worship the beast, the image of the beast. Because
well,
it has to be an image and a
they,
deception.
because they're saying all the things that people want to hear, and there's more followers than leaders nowadays.
Exactly my point. I thought of this today. When you with when I deal with a guy, because I'm a woman, I've been fooled and manipulated and dealt with narcissists. That's another topic. But I've dealt with that. But when they come to you, they come sweet. They come cunning. You understand what I'm saying? They come, Sakina, I'm gonna take care of you. This is what I'm gonna do. You my girl. This is what we gonna do. Vice versa. Woman could come to you. She's a sweet girl. She's this. She's that. Get her pregnant. She turns into another person. Or woman, they go down the line. Then the man starts showing who they truly are.
Yeah,
People don't wait to give that person time to show who they are. We take who they are right off bat because they're telling us what we want to hear.
right, right.
But truly, they're not for us. But because they said the things that trigger our ears, that sounds good, that looks good, that smells good, it tastes good, we
Right.
automatically taking it. Like people say, meat is no good. Of course, we know that, but we eat it even though it's not good for our intestines. But it tastes so good.
You need that candy.
We need it.
You need that candy.
Exactly. We need sugar. We I mean, sugar is way bad. That's worse. That's the worst drug
Sugar
known
and
to man.
salt.
No, sugar is the worst drug known. Worse than crack, because crack got sugar in it. Cigarettes got sugar in it. Go down the line, sugar is like the devil himself. Okay. So remember, we're addicted to that. The addiction. There's addictions to lifestyles. There's addictions to drugs. There's addiction to politics. There's addictions. You understand what I'm saying? So people, they think that they know something when it's a mind addict. They haven't really saw because they're blinded. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And only person that, to be honest, that freed my eyes was God, because I saw this years ago. And I started to get more truth on our people and who we truly are while people was clubbing and stuff like that. Skina was learning. Skina was on Google while it can be found, because if you look up certain things now, you can't find it. And I was steady learning.
They took out certain things off Google.
They took a lot. If
Like,
I go a lot, like the stuff that I know, I listen, let me tell you something. We'll be here all night. But I'm just saying in general that that we are under a form of control, point blank period. And success has to be, your success is living your purpose.
right.
Dying
Bas-
tomorrow and saying, I
basically,
have no regrets.
yeah, basically finding, like my wife would say, finding your why in life.
Right. Because you don't want to die and be on a hospital bed tomorrow. Let's just say example, God forbid, rebuke that. But you don't want to be on a hospital bed and then the next and saying, dag, I should have, would have, could have. Not living in regret.
Right.
Living something that spiritually is for you. That's why I teach women how to tap into their purpose and their passion. Because we have to know our purpose. We start these things and it's really not something that we're here to do. That's something we love to do, but can we combine the two?
Right. I heard this guy that's a millionaire says, a lot of time we have the idea, but fear makes us hold us back where we don't execute the idea.
Because we only fearing something we never seen.
Right. Right.
That's like saying,
Exactly. That's
go through this
exactly
door and you don't see nothing through the door.
right.
And they saying,
Right.
go through this door right now. And you like, oh man, I want to go through the door.
But I don't
But the
know.
door, I don't know what's behind that door because I can't see nothing.
Right. The
Because I suffer
unknown.
with that. I supposed to have started my company a few years back. But distractions also. You got to be careful with distractions. Because you can be on your way and then next thing you know, Satan will send some distractions your way. So you got to be careful of that. Who you have around you, who's for you, who's not for you. These are all things that get you to that door. And then when you get to the door, you got to jump. You got to jump. I'm not jump, but you got to walk in it.
Right.
The door's open.
Fear is one of our biggest the biggest thing that holds us back. Fear. Because just like I said, you're about to walk through a door, but you don't know what you're gonna walk into.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
You don't know. You never been successful. Some people, I know a lot of people that gotten $1 million and blew it because they don't know that money. They don't know how to handle that money. So the first thing they do is buy jewelry, buy stuff that's useless, that depreciate in value, not appreciate. That's the first thing that they do. They don't see, okay, let me try to make this million to 2 million. Because they don't have the guidance, the proper guidance to show them, okay, this is what you should be doing. This is where you should be investing your money. Let's go down. Let's start writing down some stuff. Let's start, figuring out who's around us, who's in my circle. Because the same ones in your circles be the same ones. Look at Pop Smoke.
It's not just him.
I'm just saying, I gotta use him as an example because
Yeah.
he was right there. and next thing you know, you tell somebody the address. Next thing you know, you get set up.
Hey, Bumbo.
Yeah, that's how it be
Yeah.
sometimes.
So we
It's
gotta understand that
remember Jesus didn't get betrayed by a random, he got betrayed by Judas.
by Judas,
It,
yes.
it's remember, it's your somebody said this before. It says your friends be update your enemies
Upon
about
him
your plan.
fuckery.
Hmm.
So when you find when people say how that person know about XYZ, whatever, whatever, it's not random that they know about it. The enemy asks your friend, and your friend update the enemy about your plans. And
Or
that
they have, or if you told me something about something, but I have a jealousy about what you're doing, I can stop. I can stop you just off
And
of
it's a
me
blood clot, yeah.
being jealous, being trying to stop you. Like people understand, you can pray somebody, you can do witchcraft. I'm gonna call it witchcraft. That's what it is. But basically, witchcraft on you by saying, I hope you don't, I pray this and this and that don't happen because in my heart I'm jealous.
right,
And I could try to stop your destiny or stop your door from being that open door. Try to, not saying you might not stop all the way, you might be right there, but you might not get there as fast because you done told it to the wrong person. It went to the wrong person's ear gates.
right,
That's why they say be careful what goes in and goes out your ear gates.
right. Because
Because
there's life and death in the tongue.
yeah. So you gotta be very, very careful on the things when you're trying to get to a certain specific level that's between you and God.
In fact,
If it's between you and God and he's putting you into this place and he's setting something, this is what he requires. First of all, you gotta be obedient. That's what people don't understand. You can't just think you're gonna just do, okay, I pray to God, that's it. No, you have to be obedient. When he says do something, you do it. If he puts something on your heart, you do it.
this is why you need to be humble. Obedience comes with being humble. The more
Humble.
the more humble you are, the more clearer the picture becomes. But if
Mm-hmm.
you're not humble and nobody can tell you shit, how you gonna see it? But
You
if you're
can't.
humble and a person displayed to you, the way you will look at it, whereas in your arrogant, will be different. You see much clearer when you're humble. You have more
Mm-hmm.
clarity when you're humble. You have better understanding when you're humble. Rich. But what I notice about a lot of people, before I bring this to a close, is whenever you ever see people when they're poor, how humble they are, but the minute they start getting money, they start acting out of character.
Yeah, like little Izzard with the I love his name is Izzard. He
Yeah,
put the diamond on it. Come on.
the more money, yeah, the more this that day he needs to be a bit slapped. The more money they get, the more arrogant they get, the more they lose themselves, the more nobody can tell them anything. But when you're broke, you're more grounded. You're more because the only thing you got when you're broke is your pride, and you ain't gonna let nobody violate your pride. But when you get money, that's when you see the true you. Look at Kanye West. Look at him when he was broke. He was very humble. But the minute the money comes in, he's all over the place, arrogant, loud. Nobody can tell him shit.
Because he sold his soul. When you sell your soul, you become imbalanced.
And this is why you need to be humble.
And
This
people gotta understand they selling their soul for social media. They selling their soul for likes. They doing all type of things to their soul, thinking that they're gonna get far with it. And it's just like you're not gonna go far. Because when the economy collapses, when food runs out, when you know we might be in chaos or war, it's just anything that, let's say, if I'm right, comes to pass, right? What are you going to do?
you gotta come back down to earth.
Exactly. Or you're gonna be out there with the wolves. And trust me, you ain't never been around starving people. So people be they say all of this and all of that, but they ain't never been hungry. We could say we were poor. This lady told me one day, you don't know hungry until you've been to my country. Hungry is when you don't know when you're gonna eat next.
A fact. Or you don't know what the next meal,
We
where the
ate.
next meal
I'm
coming
from the
from.
projects. I had bread with mayonnaise and bread with cheese, whatever you can find in the refrigerator.
I had the bread with the milk.
Yeah,
I,
anything.
I even had it with the sugar.
You get the bologna if you want to hook it up. You get your bologna
Oh,
sandwich and put it
you
in
had
the,
the
the
bologna?
yeah, put it in the frying pan, let the bubble
I
pop
never
the
had
bubble.
that. I had the dumpling and the butter.
No, but I'm American, so
Yeah, yeah. I had the, but there's different levels of pork. So to you, that would be like one level above me. I had the bread with the tea. I had the
Mhm.
mango with the salt and black pepper. Yeah, and this
Yeah,
is what
so people
I
don't
learned.
know what it feels like to be hungry. So right now, while we have these sources, what we need to be doing is building for our family. That's why I started a company. Um,
What's the name of it?
it's called My Pocketbook.
What do you
It's
do?
about the inside of a woman. I'm a marketing coach that help women entrepreneurs basically turn their story into income by unlocking passion or their purpose. Because
Okay.
you heard me stuttering, I heard some like backlash. So
No, 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 no.
yeah, but I unlock people passion or purpose, and I help them, build a stronger and a better business to actually run a legitimate business. So that's right now what I'm working on, and you have to be, ready for what God has for you. Be ready and be patient. See, everybody want microwave success. It don't work like that. Success come with failure. You gotta be ready to fail. I said that in the previous video of mine that I put up. You gotta be ready to fail.
The-
It can happen. Not saying ready, but failure can happen. That don't mean you lost.
no, it's a lesson, but
It's
you
a
see,
lesson.
when you try to drop knowledge like that, people don't listen to it.
But I always see the thing is, in the Bible they talk about the 99, the 100 lands, and one went away, and then when one come back, there's a rejoice. If regardless if I could get one person,
To listen,
I'm fine with that. When
me
I was
too.
out there and I did my street ministry that day, um, even though many were listening, but if one person came and gave themselves to God, that is just a major success. And that's a major success in the kingdom. So that's the thing. We focus too much on numbers.
Hmm.
But when you focus on that one person, applaud that person as if it's a million.
A fact.
And that's
No,
what we gotta do. So it's like we just gotta understand you, like you said, be humble, build your own. If you don't know how to start a company or a business, go online, do whatever you have to do, start writing stuff down, start figuring things out, what it is that you plan on doing. Or if you have a dream or anything, it could be something simple. If people only understood where I started before I even became a full, entrepreneur, even though I still work, right now, but eventually, of course, that's my dream is gonna overtake everything.
right, right.
But
So sometimes side hustle becomes,
yeah, yeah. So
yeah,
when it starts off small, you never know. So people just gotta understand. Just start, just do it, and just see where it go. I mean, you never know. You don't know how
just
people gonna
just like Lotto, you never
like
know.
this platform. You don't know how far this may go. You're just starting.
Right.
Like I was talking to my boss today. There's a teacher, there's a student, there's a teacher, and there's another teacher, but we talk about the master teacher. People don't understand who the master teacher is. The master teacher is the teacher that pushes you out there and tell you nothing. So you can follow and learn your way. But you don't get signs and come back and get a little short lesson and go back. But you still got to figure it out. Those are the best teachers. And that's how God teach you. Oh yeah, you want to jump in this relationship? Go ahead. Jump. And then you go in there, tore you up, you all messed up. Oh, she hurt my heart. Oh, he hurt my heart. And then next thing you know, you run, God, please, God. See, God says, see, running fast.
I'm fine. Any words before we come to a close? And thanks for coming through.
Yeah, no problem. Anytime. This is cool. This at first I was like, oh, my hair is not right.
Nah, the natural. I wish more black women embrace their hair and stop doing all that weave shit, whatever. But that's another topic.
I hope women do that too. I
Yeah,
hope
like
women do that. When I see them and they're scared, I always because our hair is our glory. Don't get me wrong. I put little braids in it sometimes, but my hair's a lot. But you find a right product, you be good. That's for
yeah,
everybody.
just leave your afro. That's your true thing. Like, or just turn rasta. Anyway, Marco, how about we sign off? Any words before we go? Is he there?
Well, I just pray your audience see this and they are, they got something from this conversation. And you won't, maybe next time I come again.
No doubt.
Thanks for
I'll
inviting
definitely
me.
send you an invitation. And whenever you have a topic, let me know. And if I'm on the road, I'll still talk. You know what I'm saying? I support.
Yeah. Oh, I
All
got
right.
plenty topics.
So whenever you're ready to chop it up, let me know. Just send me an invitation. Let me know ahead of time though. And I'll
Oh, with
come through.
topics? Okay.
Yeah. Cool?
No, I'm not doing a podcast like you. Not yet, right? Not right now. We
All
were
right, all
supposed to
right.
talk about that Jamaican thing, that hip hop thing though. I still got you on that.
All right, all right. No doubt, no doubt. No doubt. But stay in touch and thanks for coming through, all right?
All right.
All right.
All right.
Listen,
Have a
Marco,
good night.
all right. Did you enjoy Marco the conversation?
he's
Yeah,
busy.
I was listening the whole time. I was listening the whole time. I just dropping trailer and hooking up to another trailer. So, you know,
Okay.
I'm just yeah. That's the reason I wasn't
And then
really
we talk
saying
about your
anything. And
own trucking business, right?
yeah, this is my truck, my business. I'm
Good.
fully
That's what I'm
paid
talking
off.
about.
Business
See?
name is mine. Um, the trailers
Builds them
aren't
up.
mine, but we will.
Bills are his too, all of them.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
talking
The
about.
bills, the bills are crazy, but we're still going. Kels know that. As far as this work, it pays all my bills, so I don't depend on anything else
Yeah,
but
as long as
this.
everything is paid, right. And yeah, then you good. See? Success.
Yeah,
Yeah, no doubt.
Okay.
everything you said was correct. As far as the business, you gotta take the risk, and it'll pay off in the end. But a lot of people are afraid to take that risk. That's why black people is where they at right now. You gotta take whatever money you make or you get 50,000, 100,000, whatever, and try to flip it.
Well, that's
Try,
why it's
try
people like
something.
me to try to change that. I work on trying to change that because I believe in going to the mothers of the hood and trying to get into the minds of the mothers. So
Yep.
because we are the foundation, we the start. We're the one that birthed the whole entire hood. So yeah,
I understand.
we
All
gonna
right,
change that. They see that they gonna be inspired, whether it's 2 or 3. People are inspired by your growth and your success.
no doubt. Marco,
Yes, sir. I respect,
Denise,
respect, respect to
good night.
everyone. Good
Thanks
Good
night.
again
night.
for coming through. All right,
All right.
All right.
man. Thanks for joining the Emancipate Show. I'm your host, Kel.